Hi everyone, I hope you're keeping well. I've just got my new ring. Oh my god, it like kind of, oh, it glows. It's so nice. My crystal ring, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to find a reason why I want to go live so that I can use this lovely ring. Anyway, first of all, are you guys ready for Christmas? Who has actually bought Christmas gifts and opened them already? So for example, this was a Christmas gift to myself, which I don't have the patience. I might wrap it up and put it under the tree, the Christmas tree. And my partner bought me this manicure kit, and I've opened that and I'm using it. I'm doing like my own manicure now. So there's so many things that we've bought for Christmas that I've opened up. Have any of you done that, or is it just me? I hope not. Anyway, so I am here to talk to you about this common question that comes up with clients and also with the ladies who are in my group. So the question that comes up, or the challenge with dating that comes up, that I wanted to talk about today was about chemistry. And the challenge that they talk about is that people that they find attractive don't find them attractive, or the men who find them attractive, they don't fancy them back. And this is this common disconnect where, okay, I'm finding dating challenging because the right men or the men that I like don't find me attractive. And this is something that really resonates with me as well. I had this challenge when I was dating as well a couple of years ago, and I wanted to talk to you about why that happens. Now, this is a normal thing, right? When you feel comfortable around somebody, right, you're just yourself, right? Like we'll say, for example, even my clients, the first couple of sessions are a bit of like being like, you know, they keep their cards close to their chest, and then after a couple of weeks, some clients after a couple of months, that's when they really open up, because it takes time to build that trust. It takes time to get comfortable with somebody. So this is our human nature. You're not gonna feel at home with anybody and everybody that you meet up with. Imagine when you meet somebody who you're really, really attracted to, and you've got this this massive chemical attraction to this person. I don't even know if chemical attraction exists, but this massive attraction to this man. The first thing you want to do is to impress him, isn't it? You want to make sure that you're at your best behavior, to make sure that you don't get rejected. He doesn't see the ugly side of you. He doesn't see the quirky side of you, and you want to show your best appearance, the best version of you. And what happens is when you meet someone that you have that strong chemistry with, that you feel like you find him really, really attractive, is that sometimes these walls would come up to cover up who you truly are, because you don't want to get rejected, or you don't want that person to see the sides of you that you don't want him to see. So that is something for you to ponder on. Now, if you meet a man that you don't have much of a chemistry with, what have you got to lose? So you're just going to be yourself, aren't you? You're just going to be your own quirky self. For example, when I was single, I used to, I didn't find it fun to cook food for myself when it was only me. So I used to have cereal for dinner. Now, I would easily say that to a man that I'm not attracted to. But if I met a man who I was strongly attracted to, this guy, hi Hannah, to this guy, I would be like, yeah, I eat healthy, I eat salad. You know, if he's into fitness and stuff and I find him really fit, I probably would lie, right? And say, oh yeah, sure, like, of course, I work out every day, I eat salads, I'm into healthy eating or whatever, because you want to impress the person. So one of the common reasons why people, this is happening all of the time, if this is a constant challenge that you've got, it would be because you're not being yourself around the people that you really find attractive, and you are being yourself with the people you don't find attractive. Hence, the people who you don't find attractive would pursue you, would chase you, because they see the real you, and the men that you really have a strong attraction to will not pursue you because they don't see you. They don't see this true you. That is a borderline reason why this challenge would happen. This challenge would come up for some people, lots of people actually. This is a common question that I get asked. So now you're like, okay, fine, now what do I do about this? I've got this problem, I can't be myself around people that I find really attractive. Now what the hell am I gonna do? So this is where your relationship with yourself needs to be super, super strong. When I say your relationship with yourself needs to be super strong, I'm talking about you validating yourself, you honoring yourself, you taking yourself for a date once a week, once a month, twice a month. I did that recently. I went to see King Richard by myself. I felt odd because for a long, long time, I hadn't taken myself out on a date. And I felt like everyone else is with their partners and I'm all by myself. I had a little bit of a 2-minute pity party because I hadn't done it for a while. But when I came out, when the movie finished and when I came out and when I was driving back home at 10 o'clock or 10:30 in the night, I felt so liberated. I felt the feeling of freedom. I felt the feeling of how fortunate I am to be in this time-space reality, because as a woman, I have the freedom to go out to the movies by myself and not being judged and not be given those looks that you would normally get 2, 3 generations, 4 generations, 5 generations before me. And I actually energetically was thanking the women a couple of generations before me who would have paved this way for me to have this freedom lifestyle as a woman. And if you are single, I would encourage you to date yourself. Even actually, let me correct myself. Not only if you're single, even if you're in a relationship, I want you to take the time to date yourself. Have a date with yourself once a month to actually liberate yourself about that. You're not defined by your relationship. You're not defined based on whether you are in a relationship or not. And this is something I'm going to commit to do to myself, for myself, is that either take myself out for a dinner, take myself out to the movies. I also used to go to drama school when I was single, and I am thinking of actually starting drama school again, because for me it really helped me bring out my creativity. You can find dance classes, art classes, anything that would make your heart sing. Connect with that, because that's when you build your confidence in who you are, and that passion that you have, that you found in yourself. If you don't have anything yet, you will talk about it regardless to whether you have chemistry with that man or not, because you truly believe in that passion. So for example, I used to go to drama school when I was single, and whenever I met, I loved it so much. I had so much passion for that I spoke about it with so much pride, with the characters that I've acted and all of that. I spoke about it with so much pride, and I've had men send me flowers the day before I was performing, lovely personalized cards from these men that I met online. Like, some of them I've only gone on 2-3 dates, but it's so attractive when a woman has a passion. It could be charity, it could be spending time with orphans, or even going to a farm. Like, for example, my partner, when I met him, he used to go and volunteer in farms, and he used to feed goats and animals, and I found that really, really attractive. And he was really passionate about it, and I found it attractive because he stood out from everyone else, because everyone else was talking about work, the weather, the cars they drive, the football that they play, their friends. But this really stood out to me personally, and I found it really, really attractive. So find that passion of yours that you feel proud about talking about. Like for example, relationship coaching is my passion, but I'm realizing that that's not a hobby as well. It's also really serious work that I'm doing to change people's lives, to help them attract love. but I need to find something more fun, in the sense that doesn't require outcome, doesn't require any work, which just makes my heart sing. Because that's why I stopped the drama school, I stopped the workouts I was doing, the dancing I was doing. I stopped all of that because coaching is my passion. But now I'm realizing that if there's a borderline self-abandonment there in that passion, that I need to find a passion that only involves me and me alone. And I'm gonna start with these little dates that I take myself on. That's my plan. So what I wanted to tell you was that confidence is what will keep you from being yourself. When you lack of confidence is what will keep you away from, or make you want to hide from, a man you find a strong attraction to. God, what's happening with my words? And this is one of the ways that you can build on that confidence, is by finding that passion that makes your heart sing. And you will know that it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be reading a book, it could be studying law of attraction, it could be higher self work, it could be anything, but as long as it makes your heart sing, right? So that's one of the ways that you can actually have a massive breakthrough in those areas. If you are finding men attractive and they don't like you back, the chances are you're not being your true authentic self with these men, for them to see the true you, to actually love you and start liking you for who you are. So that is the literally the surface level work that you can do by yourself. Then when it comes to another layer down, when we look at self-development, when we look at beliefs, we know that it's our alignment to love. Hi Sophie, I so agree with you. I took myself out yesterday and we went to the cinema. Oh my God, that's amazing. So I am thinking of going to watch Gucci by myself, because my partner, he doesn't like those kind of movies. He wants to watch the James Bond movie, which we will go to, and he would comfortably go to the movies by himself. Whereas I think as women, we kind of easily lose ourselves in other people, isn't it? You watched the Gucci movie, would you recommend it? I've had a friend, Gwen, actually watched it, and she said it's a bit long, so make sure you eat something before you go. So who knows, I might actually take myself out for a lovely dinner and then go to the movies, you know. So oh my gosh, okay, great. Yeah, but I did cheat and I did watch some YouTube clips about the synopsis, so I kind of know what's gonna happen. So work on your confidence, work on your passions. And even talking about this movie, even if you meet someone that you really like and you say, you know what, by the way, I love this movie that I watched recently, well, provided that they have watched it as well, so that you don't kill the excitement of them want to watch it, is that what did you like about it, which characters were your favorites, what was your key takeaway about it. All of this will give that person information about how you think, how you what are your belief systems about society, about men, women, power, you know, the power struggles, money and design, and you know, fashion and all of that, right? Yes, I believe in only making your own opinions on movies. I totally agree. But again, you don't have to agree with each other, isn't it? You could say, this is my opinion. So that, because I learn a lot about people when they say what they're passionate about and what they actually dislike about life. I just understand about them more. I don't necessarily have to agree with them, but I've come to a point where this happened actually this year, where I welcome everyone's opinions, but I don't necessarily have to agree with it. But it actually helps me grow by hearing somebody's completely different perspective about a completely different situation. And I get that a lot with clients, for example. What is common sense to one client is completely different to another client. So whenever they say something like, I want a man to be loyal, that's the most important thing for me in a relationship, I always ask him, what does that loyalty look like, right? What does your relationship look like? Because we live in such a diverse society where we have been given the freedom to think for ourselves and come up with what we think a healthy relationship is. Understanding that, like, this is one of the things that one of my clients was quite disappointed, and she actually thought that this guy lied to her, and she said, he lied to me that he was looking for a relationship, but he wasn't. And when we dug deep, what we realized was his definition of a relationship was different to her definition of a relationship. So you learn from these situations, right? So for example, he didn't have kids in his relationship vision, and she had kids in her relationship vision, and they didn't go to that level of detail of what a relationship looks like for each of them. And they started dating each other for months, and then it came up after a couple of months, and they had this disparity about what is a relationship to her and what is a relationship to him, and they stopped seeing each other. Now there's a massive learning. There's two options. One is you can have a tantrum and you could be like, nothing is working for me, or this is not working for me. Or you can open your eyes and you can say, okay, where's the lesson here? What can I do differently in this situation? And then what we did was, and that's what we worked together on, is now she's more curious about what does a relationship look like to these people, like what are the standard of living that this relationship has for each person, just to because we do live in a material world as well, right? So I think I'm digressing from my whole topic. Yeah, what does it look like to you? And actually, he didn't lie to her. He told her the truth. He was looking for a relationship. She was looking for a relationship. It's just that they had a different definition of what that relationship looked like. Some people want a relationship but don't want marriage, don't want kids. Some people want relationships, and it includes marriage. It includes not having sex before marriage. It includes having kids but not adopting kids. It's always good to talk about these things. And it's not about, do you want this from me? It's more about, what does your relationship look like? And by that way, you're not going to waste your time in someone who potentially would not be a match to you. So that was not my topic though. So when I was, so this common challenge that people have is that, okay, people I find attractive don't find me attractive, don't like me, don't find me attractive. And some people take it as rejection. Some people don't really understand why that happens. And one of those reasons is that you potentially are not being your true authentic self because you're lacking confidence in some area in your life. And that is what you need to find out, because the more confident you are, the more you will be yourself, the more you will shine your light as your true self. And that man who you find attractive, when he sees the true you, the chances are people love it when people are real, right? We love it. We know when people are putting up an act. You just can't tell, right? So it's more like being your true self in front of everyone, including the men that you do find attractive and not. So that's number one. Number two is look at your beliefs about yourself. And this is the deep work that I do in my private mentoring program. If you're interested, drop me a message. We can talk about it. If you know, it could be for you, it could not. I've got a couple more other packages that might work for you. Just drop me a message if you're interested. So when it comes to the beliefs, the deeper level layer stuff is more about, it could be that you're attaching your worth to your age. You're attaching your worth to your job. You're attaching your worth to the way you look. You're attaching your worth to having kids or not having kids. You know, so it's really, really important. Sorry, I got some message from a client, so I was just reading it. So anyway, these underlying beliefs need to be looked at. These underlying beliefs need to be addressed. When I say addressed, it's more about not pushing them away and not saying, oh, that's negative, I'm going to move that away and I'm going to think positive. No, I'm worthy, I'm deserving of love, and talking it through. It's more about understanding, where did that come from? Where did that originate from? And reframing it. And that's the bit that I can't help you here, But the other things that you can do is like date yourself. Go and find things that brings your quirkiness out, and get comfortable in your own skin. That's including who you are as your age, the way you look, your career. Like for example, I'm a crystal fanatic. You could tell. My partner thinks I've gone bonkers. Like literally I've got crystals everywhere. Once he almost sat on one that was on the sofa. Once he almost ate a crystal that looked like a chocolate. But I am in that place where I am comfortable with my woo-woo-ness. I am comfortable with for example, my passion for crystals. I used to talk to them, but I'm too busy now to talk to my crystals. But you know, that quirkiness that I have, he probably doesn't agree with it, but he loves it that I am being myself. I'm not hiding myself. I'm not hiding my true colors when it comes to crystals, for example. So this is why, be comfortable in your own skin. People love different. People love uniqueness. Like I have this thing where I have this belly laugh, like this when we watch Friends during the weekend normally, and I didn't notice. I got so comfortable. I mean, we've been together for years now, that I laugh like I laugh really loud. And once when we were watching Friends, my partner was staring at me and not Friends, and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh my god, I watch Friends because I want to see you laugh, because I love it. Maybe he's laughing at me laughing, I don't know, but he just loves it, right? So be yourself, right? Be yourself. Sophie, I love this live. The deep beliefs have to be debated. Do they deserve to be there? Yes. So the deep beliefs are there to humble us, to make us human. And to some extent, it served us when we were kids. It served us when at some point in our life. And then we need to let go of it. And as kids, they say from the age of 8 to 11, whatever stories that we tell ourselves we carry them for the rest of our lives, which we need to reframe. And these beliefs there's always a story behind those beliefs. There's always a message behind those beliefs. And that is why I don't believe that the beliefs that don't serve us is bad, because those beliefs that don't serve us is what makes us human. That is why we can relate to each other, because life will throw us curveballs. However much we talk about manifesting, however much we talk about success, manifesting a man, manifesting cars, houses, whatever, life will, death exists. We as a society say death is bad, but if you look at nature, if you look at a forest that is not tampered by humans, you would see a live tree right next to a dead tree. Nature, the universe, doesn't see death and life as a good or a bad thing. It's just life. And these things will happen. Things will come our way. So what happens is, what I do find beauty in each other, in you and me and somebody else, is when we do sometimes feel a bit nervous about things, when we do feel vulnerable and say the wrong thing and take ownership for it. So we are not going for perfection here. We're going for authenticity. You'll never be perfect. Life would be boring if I was perfect and you were perfect. I wouldn't be laughing. I wouldn't be making mistakes while I'm talking right now. I haven't planned what I was going to talk about. I'm having a conversation with you. Sometimes my grammar may go wrong. Who knows? But the beauty of it is that I'm just being myself. I'm just talking here, right? So I think these deep beliefs have a place in our lives, because even though you would heal from it, when you see somebody else who have that belief that you've healed from the past, you can help that person. And that's what I'm doing. This is my zone of genius. If I didn't struggle with dating for over 7 years, I would not have been able to coach women to help them find love. There are so many women this year who are closing the year in a relationship, who have worked with me because I have that passion to help women attract love. Where did that passion come from? My greatest pain of being single, living in the UK by myself, not having immediate family in this country, trying to buy friends and convert them into family, which they found it weird, so they walked away. That pain of being alone in a country and feeling helpless is what drove me to do whatever it takes, everything I need to learn to communicate with men, to date, to understand men. That pain drove me to the success that I have today. That is why I am striving to be the best partner ever in my relationship. Am I a perfect partner? No. Do I say the wrong thing sometimes? Yes. Do I forget my own script sometimes? Hell yes. Do I PMS and then get emotional for no reason and just storm out of a room sometimes? Yes, I do. But I take ownership for it. Afterwards, I will come back, I will talk about it, and I will take ownership for it. And I'll do whatever it takes to work on that fear or that belief or that weakness or that flaw that I have. Not to be perfect, just out of respect for my partner and my relationship. So remember, if you have a belief that is keeping you stuck, there's a massive lesson on the back of that. Once you learn that lesson and have a breakthrough in that lesson, the belief will shift. And trust me, these deep beliefs that don't serve you will be the keys to your success. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. So that is why the beliefs that don't serve us deserve to be there, because they hold the keys to your success. All right? So I hope this helped. Yes, confidence is so important. So I do have a couple of spaces for next month for love breakthrough packages. It's my mini offer. And I also have, but next month I'll have 2 spaces in my private mentoring one-on-one program. And this is where I only offer one-on-one programs because I get to personalize the coaching to fit where you're at and to fit what you're looking for. So if you are interested in talking to me about it, you don't have to buy. Let's have a chat. Drop me a message if you're interested and we'll take it from there. I'll speak to you next week. Take care then. Bye.